Greetings, my brothers and sisters. I just wanted to give y'all a little tour and update of the garden. It is fall 2011 and I'm out here. We just had a really nice cool front come through and I'm out here planting and flinging poo around. So let me just give you a little tour of the front yard to start off. Here's the kumquat tree that we put in the ground during the summer, so it's getting nice and big. It looks pretty happy. We overwatered it for a little while, so it struggled, but we figured that out, and it's looking much better. So here's what's left over from what I planted in the spring. Basil's still looking grand, and okra did really well for us. I think it wins the prize for producing the most food. Collards, eggplants, petering off, not really petering out, not really producing much. There's one over here that I'll show you that perked up. Tomatoes, I'm gonna let them keep going until they're completely done. I think they might have another, there's some blossoms here. They might have another go during the fall. See, there's some tomatoes down here. There's still some producing, but not a lot. My burdock root over here looks good, but the burdock root over here I think got way too much sun, so all the leaves kind of died, but it's still alive here. You can see there's a couple of them over here that are still alive. Here's the eggplant I was saying, kind of had a little second wind. There are probably about 5 or 6 little eggplants on here. I'm not sure how big they'll get. More okra. And cantaloupe, there's still a few on here, but they're starting to get smaller and smaller. See, that's about as big as that one's gonna get. So that one's about done. And over here, I'm planting some broccoli and chives. This is the cucumber, also tapering off. But every time I hit it with compost, it produces a lot, so I'm gonna let it take its course, take its time. There's still a bunch of little ones. I see them. Here's one right here, and they're not getting very big, but it's still producing. Here's a nice one hanging right here. So, and it is September, so this is doing really well for cucumber in September. So here's a little papaya tree. I don't think they're going to produce any papayas though, because they came from a store-bought papaya, so I don't know. It may. I didn't think that this watermelon was going to produce, but it did. There are about 5 watermelon over here, and this is a lot of green coming from one watermelon plant. All this green growing. There's one hiding over here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. There it is. Nice, pretty watermelon. This is more cucumber. We had planned on having the corn here to allow the cucumber to grow up the corn, but obviously we didn't plan that so well. The corn is not doing what we thought it would do. It came to an end at the middle of the summer and it was just so dry. I think these are so cute. These are popping up everywhere, these little ground cherries, and these are supposedly edible when they're ripe, you just pop them open and there's these little fruits inside. But they're supposedly weeds, but I'm gonna keep them and see if they're tasty. So all these little mounds, I'm just preparing them to put seeds in. Let's see. So what I do, this is my method. I just kind of uncover where I'm going to plant some seeds, pull the straw back, and it's really haphazard. I know there's probably a more organized way to do it, but I get some seeds. And these are heirloom seeds that I bought from Botanical Interests, and so let's see if I can get this here. Pop them in my mouth. Suck on them for a little while. So they're nice and soggy. Come back over here. And spit them on the ground. Just a couple here and there. Okay, now got all this out of my mouth. Now I can talk a little bit better. So then I just grab a big handful of compost and manure and just kind of spread it out over where I planted this, where I spit the seeds out. Now I got the idea of putting the seeds in my mouth from the Anastasia books, and you can read about that online. Supposedly you can pass on some information to the seeds that may help with, the seeds growing to meet the needs that you have. When you eat them, they can be more medicinal for you, or the medicinal value will be more tailored to your needs. So I just kind of stomp them down with my feet. Not really stomp, but I just kind of press them gently with my feet. And then I cover them up with straw. That's it. Okay, and I gotta water them, of course. And I got some rainwater that I collected. So let's go back here and see what we got growing. So I planted some cauliflower here, and a lot of seeds came out of my mouth. I guess when I was spitting, I didn't realize that I need to get better at just spitting a couple at a time out, but it's kind of hard to do. I know there's probably an easier way, so if you know of an easier way, just feel free to let me know. So this is all cauliflower and sage and herbs and thyme. Here's our fig tree that is doing really well. I planted in the middle of the summer, and it's grown about 4 times the size of what it started off as. Here's some more herbs, oregano. I planted some bok choy over here. Here's some bok choy that kind of got messed up in our storm that we had yesterday. And these are worm towers that I put my compost in. I put my food scraps in. And this one the top got blown off from the wind, but I'll try to Set that back up again. There's another one over there, and you can read about that on redwormcomposting.com. There's also some more sage, and this beautiful bok choy is doing great. I planted that about a month ago, and I thought I planted it too early, but it actually did better than I thought it would. And this is some kind of purslane, I believe. It has beautiful pink flowers. I just pulled it up out of the ground in somebody else's garden because they were gonna till it. Oh, actually it was the community garden. They were gonna till it, and so I just pulled it up and planted it. And these are worm trenches that I've dug around the outskirts of this trellis. And I had planted a bunch of mucuna here, but they didn't survive the summer heat. So I'm going to try to plant some more here in a few days to see how they do during the winter time here, or during the fall. Some more okra. And this is a spinach vine, and it's coming to the end of its cycle, but it was wonderful. It was beautiful, and it's still beautiful, but it's not as green as it was. The leaves are starting to wilt, and you can see the little seeds popping off of it. So this is gonna just continue to pop up year after year. If I just let the seeds fall down, it'll keep coming back and growing up everywhere. This is another trench here, another worm trench. I just pull the straw back and put the scraps from my kitchen in here. And believe me, I've got plenty of scraps. Here is our beautiful loquat. She is just so happy right now. I put lots and lots of manure and compost on her, and spray her leaves down with compost tea. She just is looking so great. I'm so excited to see how much she produces next year. There's a little honeybee. Doing its thing. Hopping from flower to flower. I just love watching these things. Oh, what is going on, huh? Oh, I saw a cucumber over there. Where'd it go? Look how cute these little baby cucumbers are when they're little. They're so teeny. Oh, teeny tiny. Oh, here it is. Yeah, they're not getting much better than this. This one's kind of a little spiral going. They're not getting much bigger than that now. They were huge. I guess it's just getting too hot and the plant's getting kind of old. Hopefully, I will have all perennials by the time it's all said and done. Maybe a few annuals, but I don't like to have to keep planting, and I'm just kind of lazy, I guess. There's always stuff to do out here, which is great. The garden is constantly changing, constantly evolving, every single day, every moment. Every moment is a new universe. My new pomegranate tree I just planted in there.